Have you ever heard of a flower worth more than an entire house? In 1637 Holland, a single tulip bulb could cost more than a luxurious mansion on an Amsterdam canal. People sold farms, businesses, and everything they owned for an ordinary flower bulb. And one sailor accidentally ate such a flower for lunch, destroying a fortune worth an entire fleet of ships. This is not a legend. This is the moment when the world officially lost its mind. Today you'll discover how an ordinary flower caused one of the greatest financial manias in history, and why the same mechanism still shapes our decisions today. But here's the most frightening question. How can rational people collectively believe something so absurd? How did thousands of merchants, bankers, and craftsmen decide a flower was more reliable than gold? It didn't happen overnight. At first, prices rose slowly. People bought bulbs and resold them for small profits. Then the profits grew. Neighbors saw each other's success. Friends convinced friends. The fear of missing out became stronger than common sense. It's a feeling familiar to all of us. When everyone around you says, "You must buy this now," stopping becomes almost impossible. Forget supermarket flowers. 17th century tulips were wild and unpredictable. The most valuable ones had strange patterns. Their petals looked struck by lightning or splashed with molten silver. People believed this was a divine gift. Owning such a flower meant possessing something magical. But here's the irony. This beauty was a sign of disease. The tulips were infected by a virus that weakened the bulb but made the flower explode with extraordinary colors. The Dutch were literally trading a disease, mistaking it for ultimate luxury. The weaker the flower, the more valuable it became. Doesn't this resemble the modern world, where we often chase appearances without seeing what lies beneath? The madness soon left aristocratic gardens and entered taverns. There, so-called colleges appeared, smoky halls where people traded their reality for paper promises. A single rare bulb could be exchanged for enormous wealth. Tons of grain, livestock, wine, beer, butter, cheese, silver, even furniture. All for a flower that hadn't even grown yet. Imagine the atmosphere. Rooms packed with shouting traders, deals signed in minutes, contracts made faster than someone could finish a drink. No one wanted to look foolish by doubting while others were getting rich. The higher the prices climbed, the stronger the belief that they would never fall. This wasn't just economics. It was gambling disguised as trade. By 1636, tulips became one of the Netherlands' largest exports. But there was one problem. People were trading things that didn't yet exist. It was the perfect financial bubble. Every bubble has a limit. More people began asking a dangerous question. What if it isn't worth the price? The market depended not on real value, but on belief. And once belief began to shake, the system became fragile. February 3rd, 1637. An ordinary auction in Haarlem. The auctioneer calls a price. Silence. He lowers it. Silence again. In that moment, people realized the truth. A flower is just a flower. Panic spread within hours. Fortunes vanished. People who sold homes and farms were left with worthless bulbs. Courts were overwhelmed with lawsuits, but judges could do nothing. You cannot sue belief. Tulip Mania ended as suddenly as it began. The Netherlands survived, but it changed forever. But look around today. Financial bubbles, speculation, trends that suddenly become priceless. Every generation believes it is wiser than the last. Yet human psychology barely changes. We still respond to fear, greed, and the promise of easy profit. Tulip Mania is not a story about flowers. It is a mirror of human nature. What is today's tulip for you? Tell me in the comments. Subscribe to Past Palette, where we peel back the layers of history to reveal what lies beneath.